Welcome. So, a lot of buyers think a home inspection is going to do one of two things: either destroy the deal completely or magically make the house perfect. And honestly, neither one is true. Stick with me because what actually happens during a home inspection is something every buyer here in Kitsap County and seller needs to understand before they ever open that front door. I'm Niki Shelton, your local broker here in Kitsap County and keeping it real. Today, we're talking about home inspections, what they actually are, what inspectors are looking for, and even some specific Kitsap issues that come up all the time. And then, of course, what happens after the inspection is done. So, whether you're buying or selling your home, this one is going to help you walk in with the right expectations. So, first, let's get a clear idea on what an inspection actually is. A home inspection is not a pass or fail test. It is a professional evaluation of the home's current conditions. A licensed inspector walks through the property and documents what they observe, what is working, what needs attention, and what might need repair now or down the road. That report goes to the buyer, and then the decisions get made from there. The report is almost always long, and that scares a lot of people. But here's the key thing I tell every buyer: almost every home, even the new ones, will have items on the inspection report. The question is never, does the house have flaws? Every house has flaws. The question is, are the issues manageable and expected, or are they major? So, some of the things in the exterior that the home inspector is going to check out is going to be the roof condition, the age, the siding and paint, any foundation concerns, gutters and drainage, decks, patios, railings, garage, and the outbuildings. Inside, that's a whole new thing. Then they're looking for the plumbing, the pipes, the water here, the pressure. They're checking out the electrical panel, the wiring, any of the outlets, HVAC, furnace, the heat pump, vents. They're checking out the windows and doors, the attic, the insulation, ventilation, and any appliances if they're included in the sale. But now here is where I want to get really local with you, because Kitsap County has some specific things that come up in inspections more than almost anywhere else. And if you know about them going in, they're a lot less scary. So let's talk about the Kitsap-specific ones. So some of those are going to be the crawl space, because we have a lot of moisture here in the Pacific Northwest. And so having issues in the crawl space is very normal. Inspectors check for standing water, vapor barriers, wood rot, and mold. And this comes up frequently, but it's not always a deal breaker. But it does need to be addressed. Moss and algae on roofs. Our climate is hard on roofs. A mossy roof isn't automatically failing, but it shortens the roof life, and buyers notice it immediately. Older electrical panels. We have a lot of older homes, and many of these panels are outdated or were flagged years ago. Inspectors will call these out, and some insurance companies won't cover homes with certain panels brands. So they need to get fixed. And then there's this pest inspection. Again, we have a lot of water here, and with a lot of water brings a lot of wood destroying organisms. Okay, so then we have drainage and grading. Our rainfall is no joke. Inspectors look at how the water moves away from the foundation, and proper grading leads to moisture intrusion over time. Also, you have older waterfront and beach homes. They are exposed to salt water and moisture, and that accelerates wear on everything from siding to decks to foundation. So these homes need some extra attention. So aside from the standard inspection, you will also want to make sure that you do a septic and well inspection if they're on your property. A significant portion of Kitsap properties are on septic, not sewer. So that's important to know. Also, properties on well need a separate water quality test. Don't skip this. Coliform, I think is how you say it, bacteria, nitrates, and arsenic are real concerns in some Kitsap areas. So the inspection is done and the report is now in your hands. Now what? Well, buyers, you have a few options depending on what they find and what your contract says. You can request the seller make specific repairs before closing. You can ask for credit going forward or going towards a closing cost or a price reduction, or you can kind of do both of them if you want. You can ask for whatever you want. Sometimes it might be better to walk if you find too much, that it's just way over top of what you can do, and you can get your earnest money back. And the seller does not always have to do the repairs too, just so you know. But here's what I tell my buyers. Not every inspection item needs to become a negotiation point. Pick your battles and look at the big stuff, the roof, the foundation, the major systems, safety concerns. Don't worry about the small stuff. That's not a thing to really worry about. Oh man. Okay, sellers, I want to talk directly to you for a second. So deferred maintenance almost always shows up in an inspection. Things you have lived with for years, a slow draining sink or a soft spot in deck, an aging water heater, buyers are going to see all of it. And right now in Kitsap County, buyers are very sensitive to roofs, moisture issues, major systems, and anything that looks expensive to fix down the road. One of the best things you can do as a buyer is to address the obvious items before you list. Not necessarily everything, but the things that are going to be flagged immediately. It protects you, it depicts the price, and it keeps the deal from falling apart after you're already under contract. A pre-listing inspection is actually something worth considering. Again, I said considering. It removes the surprise factor entirely and puts you in control of the conversation. However, as I've mentioned in previous talks, if you know something is broke, you must disclose it. So here's the reality check I leave every buyer and seller with. A home inspection is not about finding a perfect home. There is no such thing. It's about understanding the condition of the home before you make one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. That knowledge is power for buyers and for sellers. In Kitsap County, especially, homes vary a lot in age, condition, and maintenance history. So, understanding what inspectors are looking for before you are sitting at the table helps everyone make better decisions and avoid surprises that derail deals. If you are buying or selling in Kitsap County and want to talk through what to expect, reach out to me at nikishouses.com. I would love to help you prepare. I am Niki Shelton, keeping it real. Hit that follow button, drop your questions in the comments, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a fabulous Wednesday.